Hello and welcome to this late afternoon taste challenge. I have two bourbon whiskeys. This one is called Colonel E.H. Taylor Jr. Small Batch, introduced in 2011 by the Sazerac Company as a line extension of Old Taylor bourbon, which was introduced in 1887. There's Colonel E.H. Taylor Jr. There's the Old Fire Copper Distillery that he owned for a while, now known as Buffalo Trace Distillery. And this is 100 proof, bottled and bond. All bottled and bond whiskey is 100 proof. No age statement. We know it's at least 4 years old. Now here's George Dickel, Tennessee Sour Mash Whiskey, Cascade Hollow. This is the brand name, Cascade Hollow. Established 1870, but this came out in 2018. Didn't last too long. It was only on the market for a little while. It's a 3-year aged. This is a liter bottle, and I got a liter bottle at Discount Depot for $7.99. But that was back years ago, around the time it was on the market but being phased out. Now, for a long time on the George Dickel website, they had a question and answer, frequently asked questions. And one of the questions was, what's the story with Cascade Hollow? And they said it is not currently in production at this time. It's kind of a redundant statement, because currently would be at that time, but they didn't say it was discontinued. They just say it wasn't in production. I guess they were keeping open the possibility that it could return, but they've taken down the frequently asked questions from the website. So that's defunct. And I think that company is on suspension right now, meaning they're not producing any whiskey for 2026 because the sales were bad. And why produce something you can't get rid of? Okay, so the Dickel, you can see, is kind of hazy amber, a little bit of copper, but more amber. And the Colonel E.H. Taylor is copper, just clear copper. Now it'll get more hazy as it gets lower, because I noticed that Buffalo Trace whiskeys get very hazy when they get low. I'll show you the website. There's a description of it, a true sipping bourbon, made in small batches, showing a nice glass. They say it tastes like corn, butterscotch, licorice, and black pepper. I'll go with 2 of those 4. Mash bill number 1, which is low rye. Low rye. And they say it's for the person who's getting more advanced, becoming more advanced in your bourbon journey. Like you gotta practice to get up to the top. But of course, they want you to practice by buying their low end, then their mid range, and their high range. They want you to practice by buying a lot of their stuff. Like you got to get initiated into it. Now they're showing some of their products, but I noticed they're not listing Ancient Age, which is a Buffalo Trace bourbon. So typical for them, they'll show some of the products. Benchmark, Old Charter, Stag, Elmer T. Lee, Van Winkle, Blanton's, Taylor, Weller, Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace Distillery whiskey, Sazerac Rye, Traveler. Then they have their Antique Collection, their Prohibition Collection 1, Prohibition Collection 2, Experimental, OFC, Vintages, Single Oak Project. And then they have a Soda Pop, Freddy's Root Beer, Clicks, I think it's a vodka, Wheatley Vodka, Bourbon Cream, Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream, which is really good. And then the White Dog, which is unaged, distillate, or also known as, moonshine. But like I said, that's some of the products. There are many more that they don't bother to list. That's up to them. They used to have Ancient Age on there, but they took it down. But, doesn't matter. All right. Uh-oh, here comes trouble. Then my father said, sound like you're having a relapse of your cold. I said, no, I'm not having a relapse. It's just that my nose, it's probably sore from blowing it so much the past week. So I said it gets stuffy and then it goes away, and then it gets stuffy again and goes away. I think it's just like inflammation. But I can see it's clearing up. Maybe I'll put some of that salve, that Vicks. Well, I have a store brand version of it, but that with the mentholated, that'll probably help. Okay. Smells like bourbon, but it's got that weird aroma, that weird, strange Flintstone vitamin aroma that you get with George Dickel. This just smells like regular bourbon. Your corn, a little bit of rye, your malted barley. Let's go with the taste. Cheers. Tell you what, George Dickel tastes like a health food store. Tastes like Flintstone vitamins. Now, here's the thing. I think I figured it out. Notice I said, I think I figured it out. I didn't say, I know I figured it out. You ever notice George Dickel whiskeys, they never say straight whiskey. Or I think there's a straight bourbon they make, but they just say Tennessee Sour Mash Whiskey. No EY either. Just KY, like the U.S. government spells it. Whiskey. Got an age statement on there. It says 3 years. 80 proof. Why no? Oh, did I get it right? Is this George Dickel? Yes, of course, because no other whiskey tastes like Flintstone vitamins. I think I know why they don't call it straight whiskey, because I think they're adding flavoring to it. You say, that's not allowed. Tennessee whiskey cannot have flavoring. Oh, really? Check your read the regulation for Tennessee whiskey. There's nothing in there from the beginning to the end that says you can add flavoring or you cannot add flavoring. In other words, it's not discussed. There's nothing in there that prohibits it. But a straight whiskey, according to U.S. law, a straight whiskey could not have flavoring added. Tennessee whiskey is not even officially a type of whiskey according to the United States government. It is according to the government of Tennessee, but they don't regulate the other 49 states or territories or districts. All right. John Mallory says, cheers, Jay. Cheers to you. So, frothy mug. Is it a good product? I like it. It's all gone now, unfortunately. That's it. The whole liter's gone. Took years. But it's gone now. Beautiful bottle. I love the label design. Bright red, gold, white. It's got a picture of George Dickel on the side. Talks all about him. There's a little essay on the other side about the Cascade Hollow Distillery. So it really looks nice. But it's really empty now. All right. Taylor. Kind of old-fashioned looking bottle, although it's only from 2011 design. Has a great strong flavor, 100 proof. Sweet corn, rye, malted barley gives you that bread flavor. Rye gives you the mint. The corn gives you the sweet, sugary flavor. Medium body, dry finish. Really good stuff. Yes, if you look at that door, I used to have sports photos all, anywhere you see white on that door was sports photo. Sorry. Game photos. What happened to the game photos? Crybaby tore them off the door, the kitten. She's fascinated with paper. She eats paper, which I don't think is good. I pulled cotton out of her mouth today after work. She's chewing on cotton because I was in North Louisiana one time and I went by this cotton field. So let's pick some of the cotton, just a little branch of it. They won't care, like a souvenir of cotton. Oh no, she wants to tear the cotton balls off of the stem of the plant and chew on it. And hopefully not swallow it. I said, no. Jesse Steele says, sticking to the light stuff today, a non-alcoholic Klostertaler lager malt beverage from Europe. That's the first NA beer, I think. So, okay, Taylor is a lot better. Tastes really great. But if you ever see the Cascade Hollow, I would say buy it because it's a good product. Now, like I said, it was discontinued years ago, probably right during the scamdemic. I think right when the scamdemic was starting, it got discontinued. But nobody cared because it wasn't really, nobody was paying attention to Cascade Hollow anyway. It didn't last long. But I found it. Obviously, I found it. It was $7.99 for a liter, which is amazing. Every time I find George Dickel, I get it cheap. I got the gold, the yellow label, the Superior number 12. I got it for $12.50. I got the George Dickel Rye, $12.50. Regular bottles. And I got this thing for $7.99. I can't explain it. But I'm not going to, I'm not going to, what they say, look a gift horse in the mouth. I found the deals. I found the deals. I got the $50. But Taylor, that's a true winner, a true and present winner. Is it still legally called beer if there's no alcohol in it? This is Craft Beer-tastic. I think it's really called like a non-alcoholic malted beverage, a brew. But, we all know what it is. And I think it would fall under the Food and Drug Administration, not the Alcohol Bureau. It's not alcohol. So it'd be considered a food product, a food and drink product. So it'd be regulated by a different agency. Johnny Jameson Jr. says, good afternoon and cheers. Cheers to you. All right, so cheers to the Taylor bourbon, the Colonel E.H. Taylor Jr. bourbon, Kentucky straight bourbon, so we know there's no coloring added or flavoring added. That's illegal for a straight whiskey of any type. Doesn't have to be bourbon, of any type. Okay, but anyway, anyhow, join back up in 52 minutes. It is an amazing product. Good old Taylor. Now, I don't know about the old Taylor. That might be regular, the original one. But join us in 52 minutes for Strong Beer Wednesday. Strong Beer Wednesday. What do you think Jesse says, what do you think of the Bullet bourbon? I've never had it. I just bought some of that the other day and I haven't tried it yet. No, I've never had it. Sorry. I had the Bullet Rye whiskey, which is made in Indiana, by the way, not in Tennessee or Kentucky. But it's really good. You know, it's really good. But I can't comment on Bullet bourbon because I've never tried it. It's got the orange label. Sometimes Taylor can be a little overpriced. Yeah, I've heard that. Bro, not trying to throw you off. It's almost March Madness. You should do a beer bracket and see which one wins. Would be so cool. I don't really have time for that, unfortunately. I got so many other projects I want to work on, but that would be nice, a tournament, you know, a tournament. But I just don't think I'm going to construct that. All right, but anyway, thanks for the suggestion. But right, you can dream, but y'all could do you could do your own tournament and make videos and put it on YouTube, and I'll watch. You know, I always watch everybody's videos. Wednesday beer night. I just said it. Strong Beer Wednesday in 51 minutes. Strong Beer Wednesday. Get ready. All right, I got to go get ready. I have to go get ready for it. All right, y'all take care now. Bye-bye, everybody.